Good afternoon, my scholars, for today's installment of Beaver on the Go. Yesterday we did some math extension activities, so today we're going to work a little bit on writing. So, what are we going to work on today? Today we're going to work on something that sounds really cool called shades of meaning. Mr. Dorn, what does that mean? Well, let's figure it out. Meaning. But we talk about that all the time. If we talk about what something means, we want to know, what does that word mean? How would we define it? How would we explain it? So, shades of meaning has to do with something with explaining words. Shades. Where have we heard shades before? Maybe with Miss Nambo. Maybe as an art term. Maybe you've heard it that way. Kind of sounds like shadow. Shadow and shades are commonly tied. Shadows, something in the dark. Putting this together using our context clues, something to do with color, intensity, maybe darkness. Maybe if you're piecing this together with me. So let me go over what exactly shades of meaning are. In our crazy English language, there are many words that have similar meanings. Think like walk and stroll. They both mean to move slowly. You know if someone is walking or strolling, they're not running. You know if someone is jogging or racing, that they're not moving slowly, they're moving faster. Those are words that have similar meanings. So, you can take these words that are similar and they can grow. Notice my grow gets bigger in intensity. So, Victoria, what is intensity? Intensity is how powerful or how meaningful something is. For instance, a good example, normal everyday Miss McDormand voice. We're doing our stuff. When you all don't make good choices, my voice gets more intense because I'm communicating a stronger feeling. I'm more intense. My meaning has grown in intensity. You know, this isn't just a normal everyday conversation. I'm using my frustrated Miss McDormand voice. So my voice has grown in intensity. You're like, oh, she's upset. She's communicating a stronger feeling. That's what shades of meaning are. Think of it like if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you go to the paint department, you can get those fun pieces of paper that have the colors of paint on them. And they don't have different colors of paint. They have similar shades of paint. So if I pick one out, we use my favorite color. We use purple. It's all different colors of purple. I'm not going to have a random green on there because it doesn't go with those guys. And what happens if you're looking at that purple? There's a light purple, a medium shade of purple, and there's a dark purple. My example here in blue only has 3. The ones at Home Depot and Lowe's sometimes have up to 4 or 5 different shades of purple. So they start with the lightest shade of the color. So I used, for instance, blue here because I didn't have enough purple markers. I have a light blue, I have a medium blue, and I have a dark blue. So I have the least amount of blue, I have a medium amount of blue, and I have the most amount of blue. Words can follow those shades. You can have words that communicate a small feeling, words that communicate a medium-sized feeling, or you can have words that communicate a big feeling or an action too. Let me take a word that we use in our writing a lot. We're going to take the word happy. I see you guys write this guy a lot. That made me so happy. Awesome. Cadbury was being cute. He made me so happy. But There are words that are similar to happy, but it means you're even more happy. So, Cadbury was being cute in his cage. He made me happy. Mr. McDormand sent me flowers to school. That made me joyful. I was still happy, but I was more than happy. I was more happy. So instead of saying more happy, we use a word that is stronger in intensity. So in saying Mr. McDormand's flowers made me happy, no, it was more than that. Mr. McDormand's flowers made me joyful. Now, going up. So that's medium level intensity. There are things that you could communicate that you are the most happy you could ever be. For instance, when I went to London in December, I've never been to London. So I wasn't just happy. I wasn't just joyful. I needed a big, bold, intense word to explain how happy I was about going to London. I was ecstatic. I wasn't just happy to go to London. I wasn't joyful that I was going to London. No, I was the most happy I could be. I was ecstatic I was going to London. Think about when you get something that you've had your eye on for a long time and you get it and you're so excited. Happy is not the word to convey how you feel right there, because that doesn't explain how happy you really are. You need a bigger, intense word like ecstatic. Let's use another example, using Cadbury as a reference. If Cadbury is in his cage, he'll do a little hop. Just a little hop, you know. He's kind of a lazy bunny. He doesn't like to move around a whole lot. He likes to sleep a lot. So if he's in his cage, he just hops. When we get him out in the classroom, and sometimes we startle him, he doesn't do a little hop. Sometimes he'll do a bigger jump. And he'll get really excited and he jumps. That's a bigger hop. It's still a hop, but it's a bigger hop. Now, if he was a wild bunny living out in nature, lots of things like to eat him. Let's say a hawk had their eye on him. He would not do a little hop. He would not do a bigger jump. He would try to get out of there as quickly as he could, so he would do the biggest thing he could do, and he would have a leap. He's not going to do a little hop to get away from that hawk. He's not going to do a bigger jump. He's going to do the biggest leap he can do. So if you were writing that sentence, Cadbury hopped away from the hawk. No, Cadbury leaped away from the hawk. That communicates a much bigger jump. So that's what your shades of meaning can do. Your shades of meaning can communicate. Here we have a feeling. They can communicate a feeling. Or they can communicate an action. You want to make sure that your word choice clearly communicates your meaning. If Cadbury is trying to escape from a hawk, he's not going to do a little hop. He's not going to do the smallest jump he can do. He's going to do the biggest, most intense jump he can do. He's going to leap. You're going to make sure when you're writing, you're conveying that to your reader so that they understand how powerful of an emotion or how powerful of an action is going on. So I have a sentence for us to practice with. I have my action word here. I have my feeling word here. So my sentence is, I am sad that we have to do distance learning. My feeling that I'm communicating here is sad. Where do you think sad is on the shades levels? Do you think it's a low-level light emotion? Or do you think it's a big, strong, bold, dark, intense emotion? What do you think? If you're thinking that it's down here in the light, you're right. It is not a super powerful emotion. I could spill my coffee in the morning. Let's say I had plenty of sleep and I spill my coffee. That would make me sad. But let's say Lucian and Liara had been sick and I'd been up all night and I really needed that cup of coffee. Sad would not communicate how I was feeling about my coffee being on the floor. Just like sad is not going to communicate how I feel about having to record these distance learning videos to share with you when I'd much rather be with you at school. So take a minute, pause the video for a second, and think of a word that you think moves us up into that most intense level of meaning. Take a minute, pause the video, discuss it with your moms and dads, your brothers and sisters, your dog, your cat, your fish. What is a more powerful word that still means sad that you think we can change out my little light sad for? So, we're going to cross this guy out. We don't want little light sad, because I'm not little light sad about this. I'm not medium sad about this. I am the most sad I could possibly be. So instead of saying sad, I am going to say, a word that means sad, but is really powerful sad. Oh, I have it in my head. So instead of saying sad, I am going to say devastated. I am devastated that we have to do distance learning. That still communicates that I am sad. Devastated is another word. It's a synonym for sad, but it is a more powerful word for sad. I'm not sad. I'm devastated. I'm really, 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 really sad. But we don't want to say really, 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 really sad in our writing, so we use a more powerful word. That's where our shades of meaning come in. So when you guys are writing, this is something to think about. Does your word choice for your feeling or your action, does it truly communicate the meaning you're trying to convey? If you're writing a story about running a race, are you using words like racing and zooming and, I lost my words. Racing and zooming and pushing yourself. Are you communicating how hard you're working? If you're writing a story about your favorite birthday party, are you telling about how ecstatic you are when you get some of the cool gifts you get? Shades of meaning help you make word choices that show your true meaning, how you're really feeling. Because remember, your reader's not there. So you have to help them understand and communicate those feelings through your word choice. And shades of meaning will help you do that. Until tomorrow, this is Ms. McDormand signing out from Beaver on the Go.